Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Voice of Diary. Without losing any time, put on your earphones, and let's start today's story. I'm 29M, working commercial lending at a regional bank. Pretty structured life, pretty structured goals. I track my credit score like it's a sport. I don't gamble. I don't lend money I can't afford to lose. And I definitely don't ignore red flags. At least, I didn't think I did. My birthday fell on a Thursday this year. Nothing big planned. I told my girlfriend a month earlier I didn't want anything crazy. Just dinner. Maybe a cake. I had a big client meeting the next morning. That's when she texted me at 3:12 p.m. Come to my place tonight. I am throwing you a surprise birthday party. First of all, that's not how surprises work. Second, she'd never thrown me anything before. Not even a cupcake. I called her. You just told me about the surprise, I said. She laughed. I panicked. Just trust me. Be here at 8. Her voice was too excited. Not happy excited. Nervous excited. I should have listened to that instinct. We'd been together 2 years. Lived separately, but talked about moving in. She'd been pushing harder lately. We're almost 30, she'd say. We need to think about building something real. Building something real usually meant using my credit. She had decent income, but her credit was wrecked. Old medical collections, a charge-off car loan, max cards. I'd help her dispute a few things, showed her how to budget. She hated that part, said I made her feel like a project. 2 weeks before my birthday, she asked if I'd co-sign on a new car. I need something reliable, she said. Dealership says with your score we'll get the best rate. I said no, not aggressively, not cruelly, just no. I'll help you build yours, I said, but I'm not tying my name to something I don't control. She didn't yell. She went quiet. Too quiet. That silence showed up again when I pulled into her apartment complex at 7:58 p.m. All the lights were on, music faintly playing. I grabbed the cheap grocery store wine I bought and walked up. The door was slightly open. Hello. I called. Come in, she yelled. I stepped inside. No balloons. No decorations. No people. Just her. And 2 other people sitting at her dining table. Her older sister. And a guy in a button-down with a laptop open. I stopped walking. What's this? I asked. She smiled too wide. Happy birthday. The guy stood up. Hey man, good to finally meet you. Who is this? I asked her. Oh, relax, she said. He's a mortgage broker. My sister's friend. Mortgage. My stomach tightened. I didn't sit. The broker gestured to the chair. So here's the thing. She's been pre-approved for a townhouse. Great deal. Market's tight right now, you know that. I stared at her. You applied for a mortgage? She clasped her hands together like this was adorable. For us. There it was. I laughed once. Not amused. Just disbelief. You told me you wanted to rent together first. Plans change, she said quickly. This place is perfect. 2 bedrooms. Office space for you. The broker rotated the laptop toward me. With your combined income and your credit score, this is very doable. We just need you to sign as co-borrower. I didn't move. You ran numbers using my credit? I asked. She avoided eye contact. I had the broker do a soft pull estimate. Soft pull. Without asking me. I looked at the broker. Did you access my credit? He hesitated. She provided your information. That's when it clicked. My full name, date of birth, social. She'd had it. We filed taxes sitting next to each other last year. I trusted her. Did you run a hard inquiry? I asked. He looked uncomfortable. There was a preliminary submission. So yes. She jumped in. It's not a big deal. It barely affects your score. That wasn't the point. You used my identity without consent. It's for us, she snapped. Why are you acting like I stole something? Because you did. Her sister leaned forward. You're overreacting. This is what couples do. No, it's not. The broker cleared his throat. If we lock the rate tonight, you avoid potential increases. Lock the rate. On my birthday. I stepped back from the table. You set this up as a surprise to pressure me. She stood up fast. I set it up because you keep dodging commitment. Commitment. Funny word for legally binding debt. You try to trap me into a 30-year mortgage without my consent. Stop making it sound ugly, she said. It's romantic. Romantic. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Credit monitoring alert. Hard inquiry detected. I looked at her. You already submitted it. She didn't answer. Silence was the answer. The broker started packing up. He sensed it. I think I'll give you two some space. Her sister shot me a glare. Don't ruin this. Ruin this. I turned to her slowly. You committed federal mortgage fraud. The room went still. It's not fraud, she said, voice shaking now. I'm your girlfriend. That's not legal authorization. She crossed her arms. If you love me, you'll sign. There it was. Not partnership. Ultimatum. And I realized something in that moment. This wasn't about a house. It was about control. And she thought she had leverage. She didn't know who she was dealing with. I pulled out my phone. And instead of signing anything, I started documenting everything. This birthday wasn't going to end the way she planned. It was just getting started. When I walked out of that apartment on my birthday, I wasn't shaking. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't even emotional. I was calculating. By the time I got in my car, my phone had 3 more alerts. 2 additional mortgage-related inquiries. Same lender group. She hadn't just checked. She'd submitted. I sat there for a full minute, engine off, dashboard lights glowing. Then I opened my credit monitoring app and screenshotted everything. Timestamps, lender names, inquiry codes. Then I called the lender directly. It was after hours, so I left a voicemail stating clearly, I did not authorize any mortgage application. I suspect identity misuse. I need immediate documentation of what was submitted. Documentation is everything. 5 minutes later, she started calling. I let it ring. Then the text came. You embarrassed me. You made me look crazy. You could have just signed and we'd be done. I finally responded, did you submit an application using my social security number without my written consent? 3 dots. Then, it's not like that. It was exactly like that. The next morning, before my client meeting, I placed a fraud alert with one of the 3 major credit bureaus. Under federal law, placing it with one automatically notifies the other 2. Free, valid for 1 year. Then I froze my credit with all 3 bureaus individually. That stops new credit from being opened entirely. She didn't know that yet. Around noon, she called from her office number. Why did the lender call me asking for identity verification? She demanded. Because I reported unauthorized activity. There was a pause. You reported me? She asked, voice rising. I reported fraudulent use of my information. It was for us. You don't get to decide what debt I take on. She lowered her voice. Switch tactics. Look, maybe I rushed it. But if you freeze everything, this deal dies. The seller won't wait. That's not my problem. You're destroying our future. No, I was protecting mine. That evening, her sister texted me. You're being dramatic. Couples combine finances. This is normal. No, it's not normal to run someone's credit without consent. Under U.S. federal law, knowingly using someone's personal identifying information without authorization in a financial application can fall under identity theft statutes. Mortgage fraud is taken seriously. Lenders report suspicious activity. I didn't respond to her. Instead, I sent a certified letter to the lender requesting a full copy of the application package submitted under my name. By law, I'm entitled to it. 2 days later, she showed up at my apartment. No warning. She knocked once and then tried the handle. Locked. I opened the door, but didn't let her in. You froze your credit, she said immediately. Yes. You humiliated me. The broker thinks I lied. Did you? She glared. I told him you were on board. I wasn't. She stepped closer. You're blowing this up over paperwork. It's a 30-year legal obligation. It's a house, she shouted. People do this every day. With consent. She exhaled sharply. Fine. I'll remove you. I'll take it in my name only. With your credit? She went quiet. That's when entitlement turned ugly. You owe me, she said. For what? For the 2 years I invested in this relationship. Invested. Like I was a stock. You think you can just walk away? She continued. After everything I did? What did you do? I supported you. I cooked. I showed up. That's not a down payment. She didn't like that. Her voice shifted again, colder. If you don't unfreeze your credit and fix this, I'll tell people you promised to buy this house with me and backed out. Tell them. I'll tell your family you're scared of commitment. Okay. I'll tell your coworkers you led me on. I leaned against the doorframe. Is that supposed to scare me? She stared at me like she expected panic. There wasn't any. What she didn't realize was that my entire building has hallway cameras, and my state is a one-party consent state for audio recording. I'd already documented our prior phone conversations. I wasn't reacting emotionally. I was building a file. The certified package arrived 3 days later. I opened it at my kitchen table. There it was. My full application. Employment details. Income. Social. Forged electronic signature on the borrower authorization form. Forged. She had typed my name in the e-sign field. I didn't feel anger. I felt clarity. I called a consumer protection attorney that afternoon. Initial consultation was free. He reviewed the documents and said plainly, "This is unauthorized submission. If you want to pursue it, we can file a police report and dispute with the lender formally. The lender may also file their own suspicious activity report." I asked, "If I don't pursue criminal charges, what happens?" "You can demand correction, removal of inquiries, and written confirmation the application is void. But if she attempts it again, you'll want a paper trail." I already had one. I sent her one final message. "I have the full application package. You forged my electronic signature. I have consulted counsel. Do not contact me again except in writing." Her reply came instantly. "You would ruin my life over this." No, she did that. The next week, things escalated. A mutual friend called me. "She's telling everyone you freaked out over a house because you don't see a future." I laughed. Then the twist hit. My bank's internal compliance department emailed me. Subject: outside lending inquiry. They've been notified through industry monitoring that my information appeared on a flagged mortgage file. Flagged because I disputed it. Now it was attached to my professional reputation. That was her final dirty trick. She didn't just risk my credit. She risked my career. I requested a meeting with compliance immediately. Brought the documentation, the timestamps, the fraud alert confirmation, the attorney's summary letter. I walked them through everything. By the end of the meeting, compliance cleared me. But they asked one question. "Are you filing a formal identity theft report?" I thought about it. If I did, law enforcement would investigate. If sufficient evidence existed, prosecutors could pursue charges. Mortgage fraud investigations can take months, sometimes longer, but the paper trail was clean. Digital signature logs, IP addresses, timestamps. If I didn't, it would remain a civil matter. That night, she called again from a blocked number. "You went to your job?" she asked, voice shaking now. "Yes. You're trying to destroy me. You try to bind me to a $500,000 obligation without consent. It was supposed to be romantic. It was supposed to trap me." Silence. Then she said the quiet part out loud. "If you had signed, I'd be secure." There it was. Not love. Security. At my expense. "You don't get security by stealing someone's identity," I said. "You're choosing money over me." "No, I'm choosing integrity over manipulation." She started crying. Not soft tears. Loud, dramatic. "If you file anything official, I could lose my job." I didn't respond. She'd known that when she typed my name. The next morning, I went to the police department and filed an identity theft report. Provided full documentation. Case number assigned. Under federal law, that report allows me to permanently block fraudulent inquiries and accounts from my credit file. It also triggers lender obligations to investigate. I didn't blast it on social media. I didn't scream. I let the system work. Within 2 weeks, the lender voided the application formally. Hard inquiries removed. Written confirmation issued. 3 weeks after that, her sister texted me one sentence. "You didn't have to take it that far." I didn't reply, because she was wrong. I absolutely did. And this still wasn't the end. Because when someone realizes they've lost control, they either accept it, or they try one last move. and she wasn't the type to walk away quietly. Here's the first chapter S ended. Next and final chapter will blow your mind. And if you like the story, don't forget to subscribe the channel and click the bell icon for more stories like this. This is the Voice of Diary signing off.